about keeping your child engaged and active, not just physically, but mentally. Since Aiden's diagnosis, I've always made sure that he participates in sports and other activities so that he can have social interaction. And starting off, when he was around 3 or 4, I signed him up for karate. I also signed him up for music class. He's been doing drums since he was 3. He's now 13. I started off with music class after meeting Mr. and Mrs. Peterkin at my oldest son's graduation. They performed there, and I spoke to them. At the time, he was 3 years old, and I told them that he banged on pots and pans, and I thought he was interested in music. They said he was young, but they took him in anyway. So he's been doing that since he was 3. I also put him in karate, even though he spent a lot of time spinning in circles and not paying attention. We moved from karate and we went to football. He did football, but his interaction with some coaches was not as good as I'd like. He was excluded from participating when they had exhibitions because they thought he wasn't paying attention. So I took him out of football, but he still did football in and out of school until I decided to just stick with the music class. Now I've decided to start back with football, as I did in the previous video. These extracurricular activities are important to build social skills, for them to learn teamwork. So I always try and keep him active. I also put him in cadets, in the maritime cadets, when he attended the high school previous to the one that he is at now, because they spoke of fellowship, teamwork, responsibility, and I figured that he would have people that would have his back if he had any issues. But since he was no longer at that school, he was only in the cadets for a short period of time. So basically we stuck with music for most part. Now we're going to do football with the combination of the music, because I really think it's important for him to have that teamwork, to learn how to work with others. You should always try and keep your child active. You should always try and keep them engaged with their peers, engaged with adults. To get your child involved with different types of activity when they have ADHD, to help to keep them focused, for them to learn how to interact with other children. So I find that things that they like to do. Aiden liked music, he's into music, so we focused in on that. Football, he likes football, so I signed him up for football. Also, art activities are good. Really finding things to do with your child that keeps them occupied is always a good thing. Exposing your child to different activities can only be beneficial to you and to the child. So always be open. Doing activities with your kids can only build the bond between you and the child. So enjoy yourself and don't be afraid to try new things.